I'm going to talk through using Bots Alive, just the normal way to use it. Always say yes to the camera. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these screens. Of course, read it carefully. I'm going to choose the one that I have here. And I'm just going to race through these, but please do read them. Put in the IR Blaster, and I've got the volume up at max, which is the starting point. So we'll start out by putting one robot in, turn it off, and then back on to the number that it corresponds to. And immediately the robot will typically start exploring. If your robot is being seen by the computer vision but is not moving, try lowering your volume just bar by bar and see if that solves it. So it should be able to get its way out of this. So when it gets out of the frame, it will typically back up or go forward in the right direction to get out of it. Give it a blue marker here. One of them decides to hunt immediately and then celebrates once it's there. Alright. We can also put in obstacles. And just to simplify it, because I have the phone kind of close to the surface, get rid of one of the robots and give a little bit of a challenge here. Give a little more space. Alright, it found the blue block. We could also do a number of other things. We could make it impossible for it to get to the blue. It still wants it though. You'll see that sometimes it nudges the red obstacles, but unless it's in frustrated mode, it should not be shoving them and moving them a lot. We'll help him out, give him a little path here. Alright. Could also form a little home / cage and see what happens. You can do this. I think this one's really cool. I'll turn them off for a second. So I saw some people in user testing stack these things like this. And it's a little precarious, which is part of the fun. So the highest I've seen is 3 pairs high. But that was before we did a slight change to the design to make it a little easier to stack, because we thought this was a cool thing that some kids in user testing had invented. So we put the blue one on top, and then so this time there's a little bit of a gamble here. This time it thought it got to the target and stopped and started celebrating. Oh, and this time it's in the shadow. There we go. And the tower is knocked down. Kind of fun. I'll show a couple other things here. I should say that these markers here, you do want to, they're fairly tough, but you want to avoid things that'll scuff them too badly. I think just falling, with these like falling down isn't an issue, especially because there's like a little bit of a ledge to help protect them. But the mattness, the ability for them to avoid reflecting light, can get worse once they get scratched, and that mattness is important to them working well with the computer vision. So I'll show a couple other things here. In this little menu up here, you can change the view. So this is one of the intermediate steps in our computer vision, where everything is turned to black or white, and that's used to detect the markers. You can see that at the way that it's deciding to threshold or divide pixels between black and white, it does a very good job at making the black part of the marker black, the white part white, which is what it really needs to be doing. This wooden grain makes it a bad surface for slow phones or tablets, since all the detail from the grain must be analyzed by the computer vision, slowing the system down. Black and white mode lets you know for sure that such profuse detail exists, or doesn't. If your screen shows choppy video, look for a uniformly light or dark surface to put the bots on. An ideal surface will appear completely black or white on this black and white mode. There's also augmented reality view only. So here it is, and I'll bring out a couple things in here. It's kind of fun. And take that off, back to normal camera. And I'll jump to show known paths. So here you can see the path that the robot believes it could take to get to the blue. Importantly, the robot is not always trying to take the path. It's in the interest of having it feel alive. We have it look around, hesitate, and sometimes not choose to immediately go to the path. But if it's in hunting mode, it should make its way over there eventually. You can see actually that if you put these really close together, this is just a current weakness of the path finding, it will think there's no path. And then if you bring it a little further apart, the path appears. And I think there's like similar stuff with if you have the robot too close to the red, it thinks it can't find a path. And then I'll add action probabilities. So here on the bottom left, you can see its probability of taking various actions. They're organized in a cross pattern with the top bar being the probability of going forward at any moment, the middle bar being doing nothing or staying still, left being turning left, right being turning right, and the bar below that doesn't come up as much is backing up. So you can see that if I aim it well at the blue, a lot of the time the action probability will be high for forward or do nothing. So here it's just trying to go forward, and you can see it actually is walking forward. If I turn it so that it needs to turn right to get to the blue, it kind of kicked me so that it did turn right, you'll see that it has a higher probability of going right. If you turn it so that it needs to turn left, you'll see a higher probability for going left. If we put in the other robot, you'll see its probabilities on the bottom right. Alright, that's everything that I can think of to show you guys. I'll be interested to see and hear about anything that you guys do and find to do that's fun with these guys that I didn't cover. Thanks, and take care.